Okay, that's better. Off the bat, let me just start by saying this. If you're wondering, like, okay, who the fuck are you? I am training. I took training to become a death doula, and I'm still in that process, I guess. Like a lot of people have kind of started their journey and they are way braver than I am, but I'm just tracking my journey and sharing what I learned from this journey and thinking about death and hopefully one day becoming a death worker or death doula. In case you cared, I specifically want to work with people who are a bit younger, people who die a little bit earlier, because that really sucks. And I could imagine how much it sucks. And I just feel like that people need to be serviced. But anyway, we don't have to talk about that quite yet. Before we even get started, let me just say, like, I feel like when we talk about death off top, people don't want to, it's like we can't say the word because now if someone dies, it's your fault. It's your fault. If you mention that you're interested in thinking about death or like planning for your death or whatever reason why you clicked on this video, people are weird. It's like, well, why? Why would you talk about that? That's so weird. It's like literally everyone's gonna die. I don't know about you, but like I'm kind of dealing with an existential crisis. I mean, constantly, but sometimes it hits me where I'll just be like, oh shit, I'm gonna die. That sucks. Way more dramatic than that. But anyway, I don't know why I'm going on that tangent, but point being, I think a lot of us think about it, particularly after the rough year that we had and we still have. A lot of us lost people. A lot of us, even if you didn't lose someone, it's been in the news constantly. Even if you don't live in a place that's really been affected by everything that's going on, like it's just kind of a part of the thing. I feel like more and more people are kind of thinking about death, but there's not really an outlet to talk about it because who's gonna be that person? Nobody, because everyone's like, oh shit, well if I talk about it, then I'm gonna bring it up on my house, I'm gonna bring it up on my family, I can't talk about death, that's so weird. Okay, so I think the first place that I want to start is thinking about the acceptance of death because that's like where the existential crises come from. That's where like everything sucks in the first place. Literally the other day, I was laying on the floor and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna die. This sucks. Where's the cryo chamber? Because I'm not, y'all dying. I'm not dying. That's not me. So I'm still kind of dealing with my own like acceptance that it's gonna happen eventually. I'm also kind of dealing with the fact that I don't know when it's gonna happen, and I think that's what a lot of people deal with, and that's why the whole idea of you don't speak of death, we don't talk about it, is a thing, especially in specifically. I'm not in every culture, obviously, but specifically like American Western culture specifically. But on the contrary, I feel like although I may never get to a place where I accept that I'm going to die and be chill about dying, thinking about it kind of helps me focus on life. When I think about death, it makes me feel like I'm out of control. But if I think about my life in relation to death, it makes me feel like I have a little bit more control and it helps me a smidge. It helps me accept it a little bit more. Because if everything is impermanent and temporary, at least in this form, in this body, then I kind of want to shape how it is a little bit. Thinking about how I'm spending my life, because this is going to be a short period of time in the history of time, is really important for me. And it's helped me make a lot of different decisions. So with the acceptance, I use acceptance in quotes because definitely not, but with the like, okay, I understand this is going to happen to me of death. The question that I kind of ask myself is how do I live a little better with that knowledge? And how could I be a little bit better in my life with that knowledge? For me, I'm a better person because I think I am myself 100%, trying to be. Now we got people pleaser tendencies. We got a lot of stuff that I work through in therapy, but for the most part, I literally try to be myself every single day. And I try to do things that make me feel good every single day. I do try to just be like, fuck it, I'm gonna do what the fuck I wanna do. Like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? I don't know. It's either I got 50 years, I got 70 years, or I got like 70 minutes. So like, what do you want me to do? So I have that. And then with that, in turn, I hope that I allow other people to feel like they can do whatever they want to do as well. Because it's like, what are you doing? Like, why are you being fake? what are you doing? You have 20 minutes or 20 years or 200 years. I don't know. But like, can you like do you? Because I'm not going to judge you for that. Who am I to judge? Shit. I might be gone before you. And then as far as things that I feel like I'm lacking or I could be better at in my life, I think it kind of goes back to the people pleaser thing, which is weird because like while I'm someone that literally has always made decisions that I'm like, no, I want to do this, I want to dress like this, I want to look like this. At the same time, because I got some issues, I have a lot of people pleaser tendencies, and I will literally not speak my truth a lot. Because I'm afraid I'm going to hurt people. And because of that, I've hurt myself for years and years and years. And then I feel like I don't have the right. I've struggled with building the strongest relationships that I could have had because instead of being honest, I will just hide who I truly am or how I'm truly feeling. So I never get quite close to you or just cut you off. So I may have missed that opportunity to get really close to someone because I'm too afraid of hurting your feelings. So I just leave and hurt your feelings anyways. Very strange. But those are kind of the things that I feel like inhibit me from living a fuller life. And again, I think training with like the death work stuff helped me with people pleaser stuff because it's like, oh, no one cares. You're gonna have to speak your truth and form good relationships. You have to stop yourself from yourself, save yourself from yourself because no one's gonna do it, and then you're gonna die, and you're gonna be alone and sad. So that's what helped me. I think eventually we'll get into the different reasons why people are afraid of dying, because when people have asked me, how do we get over the fear of dying? And you don't. Like, I talked about acceptance just now, but I didn't talk about getting over the fear. One of the big fears that come up a lot is I'm afraid that I will have missed out on my potential, or I never fulfilled a purpose. My life was meaningless. Like, I didn't do what I wanted to do, and I didn't make meaning of my life, and I was a nobody, and I didn't accomplish my goals. One of the big things that kind of like accepting death and talking about death has taught me is that the idea of purpose can be bullshit. If we can't control when we're gonna die, I can't wait until I become a big published author. Like, that's like a dream, you know. I can't wait until I'm a big published author and then be like, okay, purpose accomplished, goodbye. That's not how it works. I can die tomorrow and all I have is my shitty first then what? Does that mean I lived a meaningless life because I never fulfilled this purpose? First of all, purpose is kind of a made-up thing. Like, unless you're of a certain culture or religion where purpose is maybe handled differently, or maybe it is passed down by deities or different. But I'm talking about like American culture specifically, Western culture, like where purpose is this thing that you just kind of get because you're good at piano or some shit, and now everyone's like, oh, you gotta be Philharmonic or whatever the fuck, I don't know. Like, oh, you dance, and now you gotta be Jabberwockies or some shit. Like, now all of a sudden, this is your life's your life is only meaningful if you are accomplishing this task, this goal that has been given to you or that you have given to yourself because you have interest in this thing or you happen to be good at this thing. Now you have this big daunting task on you and you have to do it before you die. But the bad part is you don't know when you're gonna die. So now we have to work really, really hard every single day and hustle and hustle and hustle and hope we have this goal and hope we can fulfill this purpose that may not even be a real thing. Pause. Everybody stop. Everybody stop. And by everybody, I'm talking about myself because I'm spiraling right now. The potential that others see in you or that you see in yourself isn't the thing that's going to make your life meaningful. Your life is meaningful because you're already here, alive. Nothing that you can't have like purpose or goals or things that you feel like, I want to accomplish this thing. I would like to accomplish this thing, so I'm good at it, and I think it would be impactful. I think we should have that. But to say that your life is meaningless because you haven't accomplished XYZ thing, and if you die before you accomplish XYZ thing, it was a waste, is very harsh. So like, who the fuck is to say what's purposeful and not, and like what's meaningful and not? I don't know if anyone else is like this, but like every time I get in an Uber, especially when it was Uber Pool, I'm the person that hears the stories of everybody. Every week, if I don't hear someone's life story, whether in an Uber or just like out and about, like I always think that I'm not giving off that energy, but my God, maybe that's that enough makes my life meaningful. I'm listening to people sometimes, period. I may not make it long enough to publish or to accomplish or to do this or to do that or to, there's a lot of, I don't know if there's any like older siblings, specifically if you are an older daughter, but any eldest siblings who have a lot of pressure to do this thing, and you got to get the house for the family, you got to protect everything. You might not make it, and that's okay. The meaningfulness of you being alive isn't wrapped around your ability to accomplish something. That's what I try to tell myself, and that's my opinion as far as me being here. I don't know. While accepting death has been hard and challenging and scary, the one good thing about it has been I don't have to accomplish or do or kill myself in order to make meaning out of my life. You made the TikTok and it got like 10 likes. 10 people's day got better by that. That's dope. That's cool. Meaning, and obviously I think on a community level, doing things that like benefit the community in non-self-serving ways it's cool too. And like, I support that. Meaning 100%. You learned guitar and you learned how to play Smoke on the Water because that was the song that I learned first. Dope. Meaning. Not to say that you shouldn't have goals, and I think that you shouldn't like try to accomplish things. Maybe we should think about how purpose has been put on us in order for us to be productive constantly and to feel like we are not useful unless we are productive in our accomplishing goals. That's all I'm saying. I'm learning a lot from the Nat Ministry. Follow them on Twitter. That idea of purpose and breaking down what purpose is and having a meaningful life outside of what we've been told it means to have a meaningful life has been helpful with me decolonizing my brain when it comes to productivity and rest and taking care of my body and respecting when I need to just relax and when I need to say no to things and when I need to step away from things. I've been reading, I forgot the book, but it's like all of Audre Lorde's like the complete, like the works. I just got on the power of the erotic, the idea that like living life by feeling and knowing when things aren't right for you and how powerful that is to be living through this like feeling the erotic, but like living your life through this feeling of like, this isn't right, I don't like this, I don't feel good, and I want to move towards what feels good for me to the best of my ability in this society. That has come easier ever since I've kind of stepped away from the idea of my purpose being tied to these tangible material goals. That allows me to say, you know what? I thought I wanted this part of the career, this thing that I've worked towards for 6 years. And now I'm going to think about stepping away from it because I don't feel good in it. And maybe I'll make better art, which is what I really care about over here. And maybe my purpose isn't to become a big writer. Maybe I'll just have like 10 people that follow me on Twitter, but it'll feel good. And then if I die in 10 days, I'll die having felt a little bit better than I did when I was killing myself for a goal that wasn't even mine anymore. So yeah, that's what thinking about death a little bit has done for me. So I hope that resonates with some folks. Like I said, I think I'm going to just kind of track my journey in becoming a death worker. I really want to work with younger people. I just like talking about it. Yeah.